When William Lawrence and John Newell developed a blend of loam, sand and peat for the first commercially available growing medium during the 1930s, they had no idea how much peat was to become relied upon and loved by growers and gardeners in the future. However, harvesting peat from an unsustainable source was always destined to end at some point. Less than 10% of peat-free nurseries are wholesalers, with container plant nurseries particularly struggling to make change to peat-free alternatives.
By 2024, peat will be banned in England for retail purposes and around 2028 for commercial growers. This way, DEFRA believes it can restore 25,000 hectares of peatland by 2025 as part of the UK's net zero efforts.
Less than 10% of peat-free nurseries are wholesalers, with container plant nurseries particularly struggling to make the change to peat-free alternatives.
Unfortunately, with the lack of alternatives to soil containing peat, many nurseries have not been able to make the change. This has created a large gap in the market, with alternative peat-free substrates struggling to measure up to their predecessor. Growers are struggling with lack of nutrient retention, low soil aeration and drier soils with current alternatives. Managing Director Graham Richardson of Johnsons of Wixley Group commented, "Garden Centre's perception is that peat substitutes are providing inferior in terms of the resulting stock quality, but also adding on an already expanding cost base by creating extra work in centres. Their ability to wet or maintain the wetness of peat-free stock is creating a significant cultural difficulty on the ground."
Howard Nurseries is one of the leading growers when it comes to reducing their peat usage, with 60% of their container range being peat-free and all their field production being completely free of the substrate.
There's been a lot of experimentation from growers using inorganic mixes such as akadama or kanuma, which are clay granules, with success for carnivorous houseplants. Large retailers such as Tesco and Waitrose are looking for peat-free alternatives for their houseplant, bedding and vegetable plant ranges in an effort to reduce their impact on the environment, particularly as there has been a rise in customers consciously shopping at retail outlets that have managed to make changes to more sustainable and eco-friendly product ranges.
As more research is conducted into peat-free alternative growing media, the UK will be at the forefront, leading other countries into pursuing more environmental and sustainable alternatives.